So if you have, and this will lead me into the last question that I had for you today.
Yeah.
You have your influencers, but then how do you identify that next generation that you got to bring up to help you accomplish the vision, identify who are future leaders in the church, maybe future campus pastors if you're multi-site. How do you identify those 18-year-olds, those 25-year-olds, right? That age group there, to maybe see if they're next.
Yeah. Well, it's a great question because I think everything, the old saying, everything rises and falls on leadership. You have to have leaders that are coming up through the, farm league, if you will.
Yeah.
If you don't, your team's going to be pretty shallow soon. So you got to be raising those people up. What I think is it would be good, Mike, is to step back just a little bit from that question and go, okay, there's the natural thing. You identify someone that seems to be passionate, the kid's pretty faithful, seems to ask a lot of questions. I think there's natural intuition like, man, he walks into a room and he seems to be the leader of his tribe, his little group of 20s friends. I think those are some natural things. What I think is important, those are natural intuition things, but what does the farm league look like? How do we actually systematize that? Because your natural intuition, you're a great leader. Your natural intuition is there's a 20-year-old kid. He's clearly the leader. There's a 25-year-old kid. Wherever he wants to go to lunch, all 20 of those kids are going to go to lunch with him after church. Like, he's the leader. That's your intuition. Intuition is very hard to teach. So how do we systematize it at the church so that the farm league is not based on intuition?
Yeah.
It's based on a system.
Right.
So what I would look at is say, okay, leadership circles. You've heard me talk about that. You grab 5 leaders, take them through a book. Is there a way to identify the top 25 in your church? You got a big church, top 25 in your church. Get them into 4 or 5 groups, and then let that group allow to say who's starting to ask better questions, who seems to be more of the leader, that way anybody can do that. Any of your staff could lead a group of, go through a book together, 2 books together throughout the next 6 months, meet with them once or twice a month. I got 6 or 7 or 8 25-year-olds in my group. Even if I don't have intuition like you as a leader, I can clearly in the room go, this one talks the most, this one has the best questions, this one's always on time, this one seems to be the leader. And you start noticing that. So I think there's a natural intuition, but natural intuition is very difficult to duplicate. So you have to create a farm league.
Gotcha.
In order to answer the intuition issue. And figuring that out, like I literally would probably grab 5 or 6 of your great 30s, 40s leaders, whoever, and just go, guys, what if we just took the top 15 people? What if we just hand selected them? Threw them in the group and started mentoring them through these just reading books together. And let's see who rises to the top.
Yeah,
less really intuition, more system. But now see what's happening there is you're creating a pathway. You're creating a culture. Fast forward to 2 years from now, maybe there's 20 groups going. Really and you're just popping leaders up all the time.
Yeah.
Remember, you're a natural intuition leader. You can't duplicate. It's very difficult to duplicate intuition, if not impossible. Yeah. It's very, very hard to do. But you can create a system that allows the average leader to start picking people out.
That's really good.
You have to create that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't want us to be like the Yankees and sign a bunch of free agents.
No,
and not have a farm system, right? I know you're a Yankee fan. That's why I'm saying that.
Oh no, they tick me off because they just throw money at the problem. What really makes me mad is the people that I don't like, which is the Houston Astros. They've got an amazing farm league. I don't know why they cheat. You guys are great. What are you cheating for?
Oh man, that's hilarious.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, man, I hope that helped you today, Mike.
Yes, it did. Thank you so much.
Awesome. It's always great hanging out with you. You got an amazing church, and I always love partnering with you, man. And thanks for being on the podcast today.
Bless you. Bye-bye.
All right.